Happy Monday, everybody. Brian Cusco here at Triple B. Jeff Byers. He worked with Bob Clark back in the day when they were first proving out the motley and pied reticulated pythons. The guy's got a great sense of humor, which goes a long way with me, and he's currently managing the collection over at Constrictors Unlimited. So we're going to talk with him today about a few things, and he's also going to show us a Fire Scaleless Ball Python. You're watching Triple B TV.
It's gonna be okay, everybody.
Your whole life, you've been in a house, basically.
It's what I've been doing since I was a kid. I had a work permit from high school, and at 13 years old, I was working at the local pet shop in Oklahoma City, just helping people with animals, telling them everything about a boa constrictor or leopard gecko. When leopard geckos were cool back then, like high yellow was a big deal, and that was like an extra 50 bucks. It's amazing where it's all come full circle to now.
When did you start working with Bob? So when was the pied reticulated python around?
Unfortunately, when he and I do talk about it, you know, we always gauge it to the fire. And in May of 11 was the fire. Like April of that year, just not that long before that we hatched the first pied retics, the first like 5, I think.
And they got lost in the fire?
2 of them did.
Two of them
did.
A couple survived.
3, I believe 3 survived. I went in and got them. He asked me to, and you know, I hated coming back and telling him that, you know, two had passed in the fire, and handed the other 3 to his daughter Courtney and said, hey, you know, here, take these home. You know, we go back in and keep pulling snakes out.
So what I really want to know is, how does the retic egg taste?
Rubbery. The flavor is actually exactly like a chicken egg, but where the chicken egg is nice and fluffy and it's inviting, you want another bite. You don't want another bite of a retic egg. First bite was no seasoning, no cheese, nothing. Second was with salt and pepper. Did not improve. It was a half dwarf. It was a dwarf head albino egg from one of the very first dwarf head albinos ever.
And it was a slug.
And it was a slug that I saw laid that day. It was fresh. Brought them home, put them in the fridge. They were actually for my black throat monitor. He liked them, and they were super fresh. I thought, oh, let's take a sack of these. And I thought, I'm gonna eat that retic egg. You know, what if I'm missing out on something? I wasn't, but I thought I could have been. You know, we learned. You know, now a lot of people don't have to eat a snake egg because Jeff did it already.
See, that's what I'm talking about. He always does things so that we don't have to.
Well, let's take a look at it. We've got a really cool animal here at the table. We're going to take a look at it.
So what we have here is obviously a scaleless ball python.
This is a scaleless fireball python produced by my friend Matt Byram in Frisco, Texas. 5 animals total produced this year, this being the youngest 5th one.
Can I feel it?
Yeah. And it does feel like the thing you think it feels like that we're not going to talk about.
It does. It really does.
It's good to know, Brian.
That's beautiful, man. So this is big. This
is a game changer. We're revamping ball pythons by taking the scales off. You know, not manually, of course, figuratively with genetics. The scaleless head was a thing that Brian Barczyk, you know, had come in a shipment from Africa and thought, well, hey, you know, this is kind of interesting. You know, this animal's missing a few scales on the head. I'll breed it and see what happens. And he reproduced the trait, and some stories later, here we are to the final product is a visual scale. It's full, complete. There's not one scale on this animal.
Yeah, not even on the belly. Yeah.
You know, the scaleless corn snakes are great, but sometimes, you know, they got little strips or patches around the head or the eyes.
Is just clean.
Belly scales.
Clean.
No belly scales. Nothing.
And the contrast you get on the pattern with those scales gone is just out of this world.
Yeah, and this animal is 5 days old, and you know, we were a little reluctant to bring it, but the opportunity to bring it to such a big show kind of outweighed any worry that we had. Between us, we have a lot of experience.
And this looks
being
like a
able
very
to take
healthy
care
baby.
of this, even though that we're on the road. Yeah, it's a healthy baby, I'd say about 65 grams or so, and it's great. It's responsive. It moves around, flicks its tongue, does exactly what it's supposed to do.
It's a killer, man.
So,
I really appreciate you taking the time and doing this interview, man.
I'm sorry it took like 6 months.
Not a thing, Jeff. Thank you for everything you do
too,
for all of us, man.
Thank you.
So what do you guys think? Go over, find Jeff on Facebook, Tell him what an awesome guy he is. Thank him for eating that retic egg so that we didn't have to. And just between you and us, don't tell him I sent you. All right, guys. See you next week. Y'all take care. Look into my eyes, deep into my eye. Tip of the tongue, top of the morning, ready to rock and roll.